7 games of just Jarvan really popping off on this. I love to see him back on the champ. I think he's great on these really active junglers, on these playmakers. Meanwhile, back over on Disguised, final pick of the draft, the Jhin for Scary Jerry.
All over the brush that has the good view of them. He's actually going to come up here as well, so we have a bit of a party.
Ooh, Scary Jerry in some danger now, though. He can't get away from this. River applies the combo. Piercing arrow flying through. First blood over to FBI. River continuing the chase now as who he and XU try to get away. Scary Jerry. A little bit more damage before we can have it, but now Quid's making his way into the fight. Quid is way too far forward. He's going to be killed. Surely, yes. Abbedagga grabbing that kill, but it's traded back immediately as Abbedagga falls right next to Quid. Both mid laners down. 100 Thieves ready to scrap in this one.
Yeah, running straight into that one. It looks like because of that, though, River and 100 Thieves go right back on these grubs. He doesn't want to have to use his smite on the first one early.
Oh, got it. Nicely done there. That's 2-0 on the first set of grubs for 100 Thieves. Can they get this third one? Void grub slain there by Scary Jerry as Ayla now again using that binding. You got some trouble for River, getting caught out, flashing over the wall.
Attempt.
He's a very robust Drake.
The most robust.
Yeah, takes very good care of himself. Always in shape, but unfortunately not strong enough to beautifully played from Sniper, using the hop to jump over XU as well and make his escape. He makes Disguised look foolish.
Yep, very nicely done from him on that side. And then the opposite side of the map, I don't think they're gonna catch it.
Nice job from Ayla, flashing forward to guarantee that he interrupts the recall before Castle can get away. River wanted to make sure that there was no chance Castle was taking a long way home either. Castle trying to get out there with a public execution.
And it looks like they've made the call, hey, this we do not want to do anything, it's way too risky. Can't keep track of Sniper and that teleport, so River's just going to collect.
And Castle, without even having public execution recharged yet from when he tried to use it to escape up top, not a great situation as Abbedagga defensive realm warp to escape from Quid. And it's like with the first set of grubs.
And he is fine as well. 100 Thieves winning all sides of the map.
I feel like I'm watching reruns of the same episode, Kobe. Every single time Disguised stolen away the enemy Sejuani ulti from XU, immediately fires it off, and now they're going to find the engage right back onto the enemy jungler, and XU is already down. Who here on the front line is about to fall as well, but at least Castle has taken River back the other way. Abbedagga into the back line looking for FBI. That'll be a 1-for-1 trade too. There are bodies dropping left, right, and center, but 100 Thieves the winner. Disguised has lost so many men. We'll have enough pressure to be able to force down this tier 1 turret because their opponents in 100 Thieves have decided to focus on the Rift Herald. It also means that Disguised should be able to take this second Drake as well. But Kobe, it comes at a cost, and that cost is the top lane tier 2 turret. FBI, Ayla, and Quid working to bash this one down with their 5 Void Grubs, and I don't think Castle can say anything about it.
Yeah. He can say, please stop.
They will say, nope.
No, thank you. Yeah, I mean, this is always the idea, right? 100 Thieves, well.
Ooh, nice engaged from River, but there's no follow-up from anybody else. He goes in for the 1v2. Who he dies to the Dragon Strike at the very end. Scary Jerry barely getting away. Meanwhile, Quid versus Castle in the enemy jungle as the curtain call opened, but it doesn't get a whole lot of anything. Abbedagga, what are you doing? He goes on a realm warp straight to hell. There's no way back. XU falls at the same time. Disguised looking so disjointed, and 100 Thieves are eager to punish it. They drop the Herald, they take the tier 1 mid, and they're gonna slam it straight into the tier 2.
Yeah, they don't care about dragons because they care about getting rich, Flowers. They got money. They got the Void Grubs and they got the Heralds. Those things turn into, as soon as this tower goes down here, 400 Thieves, the giant advantage. And so then they get to do their split push with Silas and Gnar being very confident, and
10 out of 10 kill participation, just running the game from start to finish. Max range chains and corruption onto Scary Jerry from FBI. Scary Jerry flashing over the wall. River smites him down like the chicken camp. Now who he's gonna die right after.
And he simultaneously like hit his own ultimate snipe onto Scary Jerry, but then he also sidestepped the Sejuani ult that came out of the brush.
Life buff, pedal to the metal.
Also, Quid ticked his Rod of Ages over, so he's level 16 Silas already.
Oh, he going in nice engage into FBI, but where's the follow-up damage? It's only XU into the back line, and Ayla's got all the peel in the world to keep his AD carry alive. He's already down. It's a double kill back over to FBI. They tried, but they died. Disguised is gone. This fight is nothing but disaster. A triple kill over to FBI as Castle still standing, but the only one in Disguised colors to do so, and Sniper secures the ace.
Yep, and all they used, a bunch of Guardian Angels there.
Oh no.
The Otacon, False Lives for 100 Thieves, very successful. Like, they get at least popping some of these buffs is kind of decent, but like, I mean, there's all these things like Castle's ultimate there, the Ambessa barely does not reach, and it wasn't able to pick off that one, so eventually at least they end.
It's keeping XU away. The Sejuani Baron steal is kind of like the only last prayer for the dying here for Disguise, but Quid and FBI stepping up. XU wants to go in after the enemy Varus, but he ain't gonna find him. Castle's into the back line, but so much damage already onto Huhi, and Sniper is on a rampage as FBI flashes over the wall to get away from the Ambessa, but a beautiful shot from Scary Jerry shuts him down. Abadaga escapes with the Realm Warp, but Sniper is still waiting. Nice engage coming out from River, locking him up in the Cataclysm, and Abadaga finally gonna fall. Sniper going unstoppable. It's another one dead on Disguise's side. It's still, though, one of the better trades they could have asked for. Yes, they still lose 2 in exchange for 1, but FBI had a bounty. Castle trying to take the tier 1 turret now, at least get something back. Quid stealing away the public execution. Nice sidestep there from Castle to make sure that he gets away, but Sniper is here to cut off his escape route, jumps right back over him to guarantee there's no trade kill.
Yep, there's no way he's getting.
Hoping that Disguise will get a little bit too anxious, step forward a little bit too far, as Huhi, the one in danger now. River with a smite to slow him down, and now the Nico trying to go in for a flash pop blossom, looks to set it up for FBI to get caught, but it ain't gonna work. River at least getting shut down by Abadaga as Castle goes back over the wall trying to stay alive. He disrupted the backline long enough. Sejuani ulti, Disguise scrambling to protect their support, get him out of danger. Meanwhile, Sniper just going to solo out another Ocean. That looks like what 100 Thieves is about to try and do here and now. XU wants to get in there and look to contest it, but instead, Quid running interference. He goes into the back, trying to stop the Baron attempt as XU is likely going to get killed here. Nice Mega Gnar into the wall, comes out from Sniper. He's going godlike. The Baron's about to drop as they might get 1 kill back. Sniper trying to get away from it, but he is shut down ultimately by Castle, who will fall to FBI. This should be the end of it as River continues to charge forward towards the Disguise carries, but at least they do enough damage now that he does not get to just run them down. It's 3 dead on Disguised for only the Sniper kill back on 100 Thieves, and now they've got everything they need to keep this push going.
Yep, 100 Thieves break through the roadblock. Now with Baron empowered 4-wheel drive, they're gonna destroy your base.
And there it is, Quid knocking down that top lane tier 3. FBI and Ayla will take out mid lane inhibitor at the same time, so 1 dead. Well, we've got that push that I was talking about starting right now. FBI and Ayla just escorting the wave forward as Quid and Sniper are already in the enemy base, looking for the opportunity to make some kind of a dive happen if Disguise try to defend this last remaining tier 3 turret that is already down. Quid with a stolen pop blossom jumps in. Scary Jerry nearly killed immediately. Huhi with a nice counter blossom, but it ain't gonna matter. They're too far behind. Sniper eating some damage here from the curtain call, but he's not gonna fall just yet. 1 shot left in the chamber as Castle goes into the back line looking for FBI yet again, but they're just so far behind. They don't have the damage. They scramble to try to defend. They're using everything already, and 100 Thieves continues their push with the 2 Ocean Dragons in the pocket to keep them extra healthy. Castle now so low, has to go back to the fountain and heal back up again as 2 Baron-empowered cannon minions are about to destroy the first Nexus turret. 1 more volley and it drops. Now the final inhibitor is going to fall up there in the top lane, and 100 Thieves looking for the throat of Disguise. 33 minutes into the game, XU charging forward after Quid, tries to lock him up and burst him down, but it's a level 18 Silas, misses the point blank E, but it doesn't matter. Castle shot straight through the heart, trying to dive in towards FBI. XU falls next. Abadaga's about to drop. 100 Thieves full sending it all the way, and there it is. Game over. 100 Thieves win it 28-6.
Quick work there for 100.
It stops the MF, very effective at the solar flare, but also it perfectly fits the bill for what you were talking about with how Seos and Contracts want to play together. It is a CC bot support. You've got Ezreal who can just say, bye Leona, I'll see you during team fight phase here right now, but it looks like maybe They're coming to town to see if they can find at least one of these grubs on the very back end. Inspired will dash back over the wall, so final Void Grub at least.
Wave, they're going to push in again. A lot of time is invested. If you invest this much time, Emily,
you gotta go. Busio immediately dredge lining in onto B-Void though. FlyQuest, they have to know that Shopify's looking to do something, so they want to force it into a 2v2 instead, but his first blood back over to Contracts. Busio about to draw, but he flashes away. Here comes Whippo! He arrives with a thunderous bang as he immediately gets one back. Busio knocked up into the air by Contracts, who does manage to at least make it a 2-for-2.
Yeah, it ends up being
Whippo, 700 more than the second highest player in the game.
And it makes your zombie passive very threatening with the punches, with the on hits. So they are able to take their dragon, and the Palafox play on Whippo here.
Ooh, nice use of the ulti buffering through the seismic shot. All three grubs.
And the big difference there is actually Palafox pushing Sion under tower. Whippo can't join, you know. There's no avenue for him to ult through, since the ult was just blown by Palafox seismic shove. They just took the
true shot barrage from all the way back over in mid lane alongside the follow-up damage from everybody else here. If he doesn't hit that, he's got to be dead for sure. Dredge line's back in now as Seos and Contracts are still looking for a little bit more. Quad's got to provide the damage, and Masu is on the way. Contracts has already used his Xin Zhao ulti. He has no way to protect himself. Masu should be able to find this kill pretty easily here. The soldiers dash over the wall, and Seos tries to flash away, but Inspired's ready to clean him up. The feat of warfare has already been claimed. Meanwhile, the top laner 1v1 up in the other side of the map at the same time.
To get in, and as we go back to live, Quad is just taking down that bot tier 1. You can really...
When they went for the dive, this one, the like 3 consecutive dives on the bottom side. They spent so much time committing there. Meanwhile, FlyQuest.
Okay, fight breaking out on the bottom side. Seos is already down. Nice use of the bullet time there as Contracts. The ulti keeps him alive for only a second longer as Whippo knocking Fudge up into the air underneath the tier 1 turret. Fudge will take the kill, but he dies in retaliation. FlyQuest claimed 3. The same analytical assessment of the situation. 1 for 1.
1 for 1. All right.
All right, sure. I don't think this is going to be 1 for 1. Seos is in some danger here. The Rift Herald has already been secured by Inspired and FlyQuest. Seos still trying to get away. The soldiers miss. They still need a little bit more damage. Surely Whippo can just walk this in. The Rift Herald is summoned up. Seos trying to exit, but it's not going to happen. They're just deciding who they want to give the money to, and it looks like Inspired will be happy to take the extra paycheck, as now the Herald will collide with the tier 1 turret. That one's down too. Whippo continuing to walk forward as Palafox does not get rid of him there with a seismic shove. Whippo needs a little bit more damage as the depth charge finds the enemy mid laner. Decimate doesn't have the range. Contracts now trying to escape, but Quad's got the damage with the soldiers. Whippo continuing to zone everybody else away, just flashes forward, smacks the enemy mid laner over the head, and Palafox is gone. Whippo will die here. We call that a good death.
There's a shutdown, right? To be the triangle, the safety. That's a new one.
Yeah, there's just a little bit of trigonometry as Whippo now getting jumped on by Seos, and that is exactly where Whippo is happy to be. Look at the damage on that Titanic Hydra. Just smacking this Leona around as Contracts tries to lock up Masu, but the follow-up damage isn't there. Now he surely dies with the fire back from Quad as Inspired has to flash away so that he's not trading his own life back for it. It's Contracts down. It's Seos barely getting away from Road. Gets a little bumpy, takes a couple of turns you might not expect, but they still made it to the destination, and now they're on Soul Point on a Hex Tech map.
Yeah.
He does not stop.
But because they got that kill. Ooh, wait a second.
Close on the dredge line there, but it misses. Contracts jumps into the front as Whippo slams in on the flank, and Contracts losing HP rapidly. He and Seos try to escape as Busio ready to re-engage with the dredge line to find Palafox. Bullet time flying through as Contracts is shuffled back, and Quad facilitates another one. Double kill over to Inspired, and Whippo is 1v1ing Fudge off on the side. Surely about to die here. One more hit's going to do it. Fudge gets the hyper proc to guarantee, but now Whippo is gold advantage over his counterpart, but man, it is he is up against quite the task of dealing with the rest of the lead that FlyQuest has built for themselves. Still about 2,000 here as Inspired soaking a lot of damage on the front line, and now Whippo has made his entrance yet again. Contracts absorbing plenty of time here with that ultimate, but it's not enough. Busio down to about 10% HP, has to walk away from this one, and again, Fudge doesn't have the opportunity to get involved in the fight before it's already over.
Yeah, and it teleported, but yeah, the teleport arrival, those things take a while, plus it's a little late, like so. The snap play.
What is he doing? Going in after Quad now. This could be huge. Fudge making the play. Finding not going to get anything super meaningful just yet.
That's kind of what you're looking for, though, these little Little seismic shoves, little chunks, they go for a wall.
Oh, nice catch there onto Quad, who immediately has to pop the stasis, just trying to stay alive. Throws out the wall and gets nothing from it. Contracts takes the first kill, but now it's traded back as Seos falls. Whippo's still here on the front line. FlyQuest knows that Masu's the only remaining cannon. They have to play around him. Busio's such low HP, he's stuck back underneath the tier 1 turret. The true shot barrage is massive. Masu tries to flash away, but he's already down. Inspired dies too. Shopify Rebellion come to life, and FlyQuest falls to the floor. A decimate from Whippo doesn't matter because Fudge transforms at just the right time. It'll at least be a 1-for-1 there at the very end thanks to the Titanic.
Pops his ult to deny all the damage from the Misfortune ult, and then they re-engage right after Quad comes out of stasis and uses the Azir. Ezreal could be the big difference maker.
Fudge trying to go for the Mega Gnar there, but doesn't find it on Inspired. Now that's a massive error from Palafox. That could be the entire game. Otacon aggroed, still putting some of the debuffs here onto Shopify as they try to run. Masu's over the wall. A big bullet time could really shred here, but it doesn't get a whole lot of value. Whippo and Quad having to back away now as B-Boy continues retaliating, putting bullet after bullet into Busio, who dredgelines forward. Seos misses the Zenith Blade, but B-Boy hits the shot perfectly. Finds one back. Palafox traded for Busio. Whippo continuing to try to retreat. B-Boy's damage absolutely huge here. Whippo with a 2-man decimate as Fudge has to try to hop away from Masu. A little bit more damage. Will kill off the Gnar. Transforms just in time. Fudge takes down Inspired, but Contracts will be traded off now as well. With B-Boy falling, that's the end of the line for Shopify, but at least Fudge is going to get Masu beforehand. There shouldn't be enough damage now for FlyQuest to at least take Baron, but now we got another TP coming back. Palafox is making his way in. Oh no, Palafox! But Quad misses the ulti. It's an absolute party up here in the top side as now Palafox continues having to get away. He's now used both summoner spells, continuing to retreat. A seismic shot on a Quad, but an ace for Whippo and FlyQuest.
Once again, I'm so appreciative of your lung capacity going through. This fight feels like it took like 5 minutes with them kind of rotating onto Inspired, planting the dredgeline onto Contracts, and then Palafox getting absolutely...
After this scrap here, in the end, still FlyQuest did increase their gold lead, but these fights...
Okay, catch onto Seos. Inspired guaranteeing they have the Leona locked up, but not enough damage to kill him here. Immediately, Whippo charging forward, finds Palafox. Seos still alive, but injured. Contracts jumping back towards Masu to try to create a little bit of space, but Quad has already killed Palafox. Contracts dies to Masu.
About it, I mean, you can't even really go for the dragon. They're heading there, but the timer is just not in your favor because Baron-empowered recall is going to get off here. You have Hex Gates as well. They're trying to go for the setup, though. I kind of like this if you get there early and you just go for picks.
Yeah, Masu.
Masu getting caught out by Fudge here, but he's firing right back into the mini Gnar, and Masu just sits him down. Whippo charging forward now, finds B-Boy there with the ulti, and Busio's following up. Inspired's waiting over the wall, and I feel like we just saw the end of the game. B-Boy dies, Seos follows. There are 3 dead on Shopify Rebellion for over 30 seconds, and FlyQuest, Baron empowered everybody barreling down mid lane.
I think you're right, Flowers. I think we just saw the end of the game there, especially with the key difference there is Whippo was able to immediately get on to B-Boy as quickly as possible to make sure that he can't just kind of dash around and continue to do damage. A little bit dicey, but looking like a FlyQuest win.
Yeah, Contracts will try to buy as much time as he can. Jumps in, drops the ulti, flashes away. FlyQuest knows they don't have to chase this. They're just going to go ahead, keep this push going forward. 2 seconds on Seos. Palafox is alive. Contracts is alive. We're not going to get the end here quite yet. Shopify holds on. They will have another chance, but FlyQuest now on their way out. They will secure the Dragon Soul. They will have about a 7,500 gold lead. This game went from back and forth and bloody to now nearly guaranteed for FlyQuest.
Yeah, I mean, they'll easily be able to rotate back onto this Drake. They take down that tier 2. That wave is going to crash into inhibitor turret. They should now be in a really good position on the map. Whippo and Busio going to check out this Otacon take.
Yeah, Shopify knows that they have to do something. They cannot just let FlyQuest get away with what they got. And there it is. Yeah. Objective bounty claimed. Voracious Otacon for Shopify Rebellion. So they have the false lives. Dredgeline Not quite used yet, but the depth charge on Fudge locks him up. He will be the first to lose that false life, as Inspired is locking up a couple so Masu can shoot them down. Shopify really glad they got this Otacon and not the other one, because otherwise the game is just over right now. They will respawn quickly enough to have those 3 players back in action and maybe have one more fight here at the Nexus, but the top lane tier 3 turret and top lane inhibitor are already both down. FlyQuest continuing the pressure as the seismic shove misses. Busio trying to go forward. Inspired only locks up Seos. That's not the target that they want, but the super minions are pouring into the base. Now the Nexus turrets, that first one already down to about half HP. Contract singing the same song. Quad has jumped forward. Fudge goes in for the Mega Gnar, but a nice stasis shuts that down. FlyQuest continue their push. A nice shuffle onto 2. Palafox is getting caught out, and Fudge is down to Inspired. With B-Void dead in the dirt, that's going to be the end of it. That's all she wrote. FlyQuest, 31-14, remain undefeated.
Congrats to FlyQuest. It was, again, I think they're definitely going to want to look at...
You can have Taliyah coming in behind. You have Rumble Equalizer. You have the ability to dive in with Alistar, with Nefiri, with Kai'Sa. Bard as the final pick here is a little bit interesting to me. How do you feel about Bard as a pick here, potentially against just like Taliyah and champions that don't have a dodge like that?
I think they decided to go
early grub take, and I don't even know there's a window for Adiland to fully trade for the Dragon right now. He is hovering around that bottom side, but instead it looks like he's going to go for the Raptors.
I think he should trade for the Drake, but he's deciding not to do that. But he's lucky enough that the crab spawn in the bot side of the map, so at least Umti doesn't get to get a free scuttle on the top side.
Good point there, as Umti will get that grub and now jumps up towards the top side. Lion's in some trouble, taking a lot of burn damage and goes down. First blood to Jan as well.
Ooh, Kai'Sa is going for this new build with Yuntal first item, which deals a lot of AD damage, and they have AP top laner and AP mid laner, so I think it's a really good choice.
Looking to Fury alone to really threaten the Rise, as Jan taking a big chunk of damage right there. We actually might come back to that flash from Core, and a flash is in time to get the headbutt to push him the other direction. Now we might have a dive. Adiland comes in and we bartled the turret. Jan does not get in there. Adiland trying to get that damage in, but now he's knocked up. Has to try and jump in with the wind, becomes lightning. One more auto might just have it. There we go. Lion get one. Can they get another? Core JJ in full retreat mode. Double kill picked up by Adiland, and that is 3 for Lion. Successful dive.
Obviously, when they grab spawn, jungler is going to be on the top side of the map. They didn't want to contest them, and they decided to punish bot.
Yeah, we can see this one more time. I mean, the Bartle, I feel like Jan just kind of sidestepped it just as a natural reaction, but I feel like it actually would have been better if he just ate the Bartle with the tower, because the tower gets turned off.
It'll come down to who gets that first turret to actually earn feats of strength.
And the Rise farming very well, and he's really good against
worry just yet. Yes, you do have to worry about the Rise, but as long as they're forcing plays elsewhere, and it looks like they're going to try to force on that top side. He drops Equalizer bot to clear the wave. Now they're going to try to go up top side and force a play.
And APA's just diving past everybody. Adiland's all alone for right now, but here comes Licorice. Backup has arrived. Jan gets there faster. Now Licorice trying to get the kill into APA, at least trade his life. Potentially misses the weirding and the twofold hex. APA gets out of there.
But look at the Lion position. The moment TL goes for this play, they don't even try to react. They just push mid and bot just to trade 2 towers, and they're just telling to their top jungle, guys, just figure it out. Hopefully you don't die.
Yeah, we're just getting more gold onto Saint, taking that bottom turret. They're pushing in mid as well. I imagine Henna and Lions are going to get this one.
Yeah, they will be able to get the extra tower, but TL at least got first tower, so they do get feats of warfare there because they were able to just kind of fully commit to that. So I think it was a pretty good play from TL. Equalize the play later on.
Yeah, I mean, the Herald as well is a big pickup. I think the trade without Herald wouldn't be that excellent for them, but with Herald it's for sure very worth. And yeah, I think right now it's going to be a bit tough for Lions to give up the Drake. I think they will fight it because TL can just put Herald mid the moment it spawns. So.
And theoretically, we still have a minute 20 seconds. There's a chance that Saint's able to get full stacked. Sarah's first. Now they're going in onto Impact. Another sidestep on the Temper Fate, but it puts him closer to Lion, and they will pounce. Saint picks up his second kill.
He's in a much better spot right now.
Yeah, I think Talia just fits APA's playstyle. I think he likes to push and roam, and Talia is just basically it. So I think that's why he really likes the jump, but surprise him here.
Yeah, Licorice, does he check the brush?
So it's definitely...
No, he's not going to check the brush. Start off with the trample. Pulverize, headbutt. Licorice knocked back into everybody. Oh! Tempered Fate onto 3, but Licorice still goes down. That was almost a successful operation.
Really find anything there.
Yeah.
Top lane tier 1 is getting quite low, though, and Lyon are up here.
Hunted. Oh, he flashes back into the Tempered Fate. Umti's going to try and buy space for his mid laner, and now it's actually Lions who could be in trouble. Umti is free firing, but APA goes down. Umti cannot find the answer kill. Lion get a kill in the jungle.
That's a tough flash. He tried to sidestep it to the right and then realized, oh crap, I can't do that, and then tried to panic and flash to the left, but if you're on the far right side, you're still flashing into that Tempered Fate, so you got to kind of commit to one side or the other. APA tries to split the difference, ends up getting caught and losing the flash, dies, they lose the tier 1. Impact will be able
Impact in, we throw out the Weaver's Wall. That is the line of scrimmage. Team Liquid now have 5 on the bottom side of the river, but it's all about the Dragon. Can Adi get it? Oh, it's Umti that secures the Dragon for the team. 2-2 in that count, and Lion will just back away. No fight.
Yeah, they are at least able to get the teleport off of Impact, but good smite there from Umti, is able to grab the Dragon. That's pretty critical to keep Lion off of Soul Point. And Lion's still hanging around here, I guess worried about a potential Otacon startup, or maybe considering it themselves. You can see Saint moving over towards mid to try to get the push there.
Yeah, Jan has to catch that, so there is a short window where Lion have a numbers advantage, but now that they get bursted down, Audilane taking a lot of damage. As the Tempered Fate once again will land. Umti trying to dash away. Saint realm warps in, and a shutdown for Henna. Lion now with a numbers advantage around the Otacon, but can they get Saint out of there? He was cut off for the rest of the team. Shut down for Jan. Licorice trying to be the hero now as he goes between worlds, looking for the damage on the back line. Can't find it. Lion in retreat. Team Liquid now, the ones looking to hunt. Flash onto APA. He's caught away for the rest of the team. What is going on? It's just give Saint his gold, man. All right, he got the top wave. I think he's...
Yeah, he has the combined gold now, so he just gets one wave and he will be back to base.
But Licorice does have to go between worlds, jumps through it, but right into the waiting arms of Umti as Team Liquid find a pick in the side lane.
Yeah, good pick from TL. It's also going to be in the mid lane tier 1, and they could even maybe threaten Otacon. We can see that 2 members are already down there. Umti is going to be starting this up. Have to be careful you don't take too much damage from the Otacon, as things can go bad.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's really going to be able to be contested.
Do they even know?
They do not know, and it's only Saint in the area. Yeah, I think this is going to be an uncontested Otacon picked up for Team Liquid. We see multiple members of Lion looking at APA. He's going to Weaver's Wall early just to get out of there. He saw Lions from the control ward. So no side lane play for Lion, and that is Otacon for Team Liquid.
I mean, it also means probably the free Drake for
As I said, I actually like the idea of the Baron, because even if you get up the Dragon, it's not soul for Lion. It would only be soul point for them. Right now, instead, Adi looking at APA in that side lane, and this time he does not have the Weaver's Wall. So taken down into that revive from the Otacon.
I mean, if I would be tier, I would just take the Drake. I think it's a safe option and just wait for Kai'Sa to get her IE. And then once... But KazaLoLL will make sure that Odi can't get into the pit.
No
and I think they're just going to finish. He's just going to QW the guy.
Adilane's going to have to try and get in there. He gets into the pit, but not in time. Baron secured by Team Liquid as Jan now goes on a killing spree. Umti jumping even further forward and Impact over the top with the equalizer. Umti claims another life. Up at the side though, Jan finds his own solo kill onto Saint. What a play for Team Liquid.
Yeah, Jan able to solo kill the level 16 Rise with Death Cap.
I mean, he's level 17 Kai'Sa with 4 items as well, so...
Yeah, that isolated Q...
100% crit right now with IE. He is pretty strong.
Yeah, he is really strong. Takes down Saint, and I think that's pretty much all she wrote. They tried to get in for the steal. They lose 3 members. Now your base is going to be getting absolutely destroyed here as TL taking
Does
full
TL
control.
want to push? Do they want to keep going? There's still 20 seconds on Saint, 15 on Licorice.
Definitely play to end, I think.
They might just go for it. They have 2 Baron and Power Cannon minions and all members up there challenging Lion to say, try and stop us. Welcome to the LTA. Welcome to the conversation of top 4. Team Liquid are looking to close this one out, but Lion can still hold 3 seconds on Saint. Diving under the turret. Core JJ's going in there. Now Whoopty on top. Licorice goes down. That does it. Team Liquid taking the team fight. Autos onto the Nexus. They will take down Lion and claim the game.
Well, not much to say, honestly. Team Liquid just completed their items, went for a team fight, and finished the game.
An all-in potential, and that means Alistair is the final pick locked in for Isles.
Yeah, I mean, C9 is playing something that's relatively similar to kind of what we saw out of TL earlier, where it is just kind of like full dive. Generally, when you do play Kai'Sa with hard engage, that is what you are looking to do. Of course, they have a little bit of an ability to
especially for Corpse. But Dignitas currently are getting the grubs, and actually, looks like no answer immediately for the Dragon right now. Flash from Surdy. away from the Gnar. And now the Dragon was never taken by C9 earlier. Maybe Blabber can smite, steal it. No, it's secured. As Shaden now jumps back in onto Blabber, locking him down. Chain CC, but over the top goes Vulcan, trying to stop for Sven over the wall to pump out damage. Tomo's doing the same.
On him, you're almost able to take him down, but can't get it, and we're just scrapping.
Yeah, back to live. We're still fighting.
No ult on Isles.
Isles has no ult, and Sven does! Killer Instinct in behind Tomo to take down the Alistar. Now Tomo could be in some trouble. Has the barrier, has the flash, and has Shaden in his back pocket in the Tri-Brush. So C9 will back away, and they'll take another kill.
Loki or Blabber, someone coming in. Dig gonna send all these members down towards bot side. Should be able to grab the first tower.
Okay.
And that is gonna be really nice for them, as they are now one objective. Feats grab for Dig, as they already have first tower. That is their third objective. So we're going to be able to get those upgraded boots. And here is Sven, and I don't know where those wins came from, so I'm going to say Sven.
Okay.
Because those wins could have been like, maybe they got 4 in 1 year.
Ooh, Vulcan actually going for an engage, and the engage from Shaden goes wide. Glacier Burst not going to land teleport from Thanatos and from Loki. Wallop onto all members of Dig as Loki now repositioning front to back. Dignitas trying to hold the line. They already lost their tank, but they lost Thanatos. Now we have the Herald play. C9 going for a very aggressive force right now. Dignitas can answer. They have Shaden coming up from the top. Vulcan engages in onto Isles. That is Herald secured. Isles might just trade his life for Vulcan, but Vulcan gets out of there. Isles does not. Tomo has no flash available. Locked down by all C9 members as Kaney tries to jump in and tries to snap back. Shut down to Sven. C9 Giga punish Dignitas for approaching that Herald play, and Sven wants even more. Surdy can't even get away. That's a triple to Sven.
That is terrible for Dignitas. They're actually in a pretty good spot after that, and they try to get to the Herald. The Herald's already taken, but then they kind of do this like bad Kung Fu movie where the villains walk in one at a time. And
looks like we're trying to get a listen in right there. Thanatos trying to find a play again in the side lane versus Surdy. Just 100-0 burst. No chance to escape.
I mean, now Sven is just so fed. He got a triple kill in that. Blabber is way ahead again. 1.4K lead for him. Over 2,000 now for Sven.
Position. It could just be a Dragon secure, but Dignitas have a window where maybe they can find something, but it doesn't seem like they're going to go for the steal. Doesn't seem like they're going to go for the engage. Down. Realm Warp in.
This thing is going to get deleted, though.
Yeah, Surdy does not want to actually take that. I think it was just for the vision to see if anybody jumps away. Now they're teleporting Kaney. True Shot Barrage, big engage from Vulcan, but it's only out of the front line. And again, Shaden's Glacial Prison going wide. Blabber goes deep. Sven picks up the kill. Surdy as well. Double to Sven. C9 run another team fight, and they get the Otacon. Dignitas are fully corralled under their turret, trying to get back away. Thanatos ult into the wall, and a fantastic follow-up from Vulcan, but big re-engage. Kaney goes in with Isles. They get one. Kaney has to flash away. Thanatos still chasing. One more damage onto Isles. Another auto could have it. Tomo shuts him down. Can't shut down Loki too. One more Q will get it. He doesn't find it. Loki survives.
That was a really close fight.
Multiple members of Cloud9 are in the area. They have the engage. Surdy has flash. Can he outplay? He's trying to get some damage down, but Chain CC, no chance. As Sven goes godlike, 7-0-3 against the org he played for last year. Dig season is over, baby. Sven has arrived.
Yeah, Sven crushing him. And looking like he's going to
Expectation is for you to deliver. C9 are doing just that.
I mean, especially against, let's be honest, Dignitas and DSG do look, and sometimes stage games can look wildly different, right? Sometimes teams can be getting really over or underrated by either broadcast or pros.
Vulcan. Oh, Vulcan just clearly outplaying Kaney at every turn, trying to get away, has the team behind him, but Blabber goes very deep. Does he get punished? And the rest of C9 do not want to follow up. Sven.
Is that Thanatos is coming, and they could maybe 4v5 you.
Loki's also looking for it. No Between Worlds available, though, so C9 without the proper ultimates cannot stop the Baron from going down. Dignitas get it. Everyone knocked up. Now Thanatos with the flank. C9 might still think that they have an option. They have a wave pushing top.
That was massive. That canceled the Realm Warp, and now they're getting flanked.
And now Isles does not find the re-engage back in onto Thanatos. Flashes the wall. Sven goes very aggressive with a Killer Instinct. Flash out of Isles. Shaden taking a lot of damage right here. Loki looking for the flank. Between Worlds is about to come back up. If C9 can get that ultimate available, that's huge. But Vulcan caught unawares. Trying to stop Dig.
But it does close the gap quite a bit. You can see even the Red Bull Baron power play plus 2,500. They're about to take a tier 1, so that's going to get even better. Now it's plus 3.
Coming up. So C9 can go for their third. Actually, they're not going to contest. So mid turret will fall. Great use of Dignitas
out and burst down. That definitely could be a Dignitas win.
Thanatos won't have Rage Bar, though. Ooh, big flank. Thank you, Observers, for highlighting. Dignitas do not realize that Loki is right there, ready to pounce. Tomo dodging away. Thanatos jumping in onto Tomo as Loki's locked down, shut down, taken out. Tomo will fall to Thanatos. That's big news for C9, and Isles will as well. Sven over the top goes legendary. And C9 don't need their mid laner. They will use their AD carry to great effect and will take down Dignitas at the Dragon fight. Kaney will fall. Sven 10-0.
Even in mini, just goes straight in and is able to take down Tomo in the 1v1 through the barrier. The Locket is there to save him, and it just gets a really chaotic fight where Kaney's not involved. He's not actually there fighting with Tomo, and Surdy gets taken out.
Target selection impeccable, and that might just be the nail in the coffin for Dignitas. As Shaden getting picked off is definitely not going to help their chances. Nice follow-up from Blabber, and Shaden is out of there.
Yeah, Shinar and stuff, that would have been a potential one fight, you know, if he was back there with Tomo.
Ooh, but Surdy now just in the brush. That was a blind vault breaker from Blabber. Control ward placed, and Surdy punished. Dignitas are going to try and limp back away.
Incredibly fast, so it will be an uncontestable Baron. There's not even an Ezreal ult up to try to look for some sort of a random Hail Mary steal.
Yeah.
Back to 11 game early on, it looked like Dignitas definitely had their options, but their team fights have been really disjointed. They haven't been able to get on the same page for them and really coordinated in that, and Sven has punished them to the maximum.
Yeah.
Getting further and further and further ahead.
11-0-3 looks to continue his 100% win rate against the Org as Thanatos with the Gnar ult will punish Kaney, punish Isles, and put Dig 6 feet under. C9. What a start to their week, or their split. Their week 2 looking fantastic in the positioning phase, and they will dive in onto Dignitas, taking the win.
Yeah, gonna be able to take them all.
The team embraces as they feel good about that one. An expected win, if we're being honest, Azale. Power ranking.